So I'm Zoe Wallace. I'm the director at Agent Academy. So when I was a teenager, I didn't really have a clear idea of what I wanted to do. However, I used to love reading and writing. I loved literature and poetry. And I was really aware that my mum had left school at 16 with no qualifications, and then she'd brought us up and worked in Home and Bargain and done that whole thing, and then gone back to study. I suppose that really punctuated my childhood, is this idea that it was a really big thing for her and a big thing for our whole family. For me, I suppose I had that as a role model. I saw her kind of graduate and then get a job as a teacher, and that was amazing. And later on she went back and did a PhD, so she's now Dr. Wallace, Dr. Kim we call her. But I suppose it's funny, isn't it, that you can be that level of academic and still leave school with no qualifications. I do always think when I'm mentoring and when I'm managing people now and I've got a team and stuff, I sometimes just take a step out of this world where work is so serious and remind myself that actually when I was young coming through, it didn't matter. It's not the be all and end all when you're young, and I don't think it should be at all. And I'm really quite passionate about that. Is of course a career is important, but it shouldn't be the most important thing in your life when you're 21. Definitely not. Being gay, it's been really important to me to also be open, because I'm really aware of other people that might not be able to. And I've found that doing that gives other people rise to do that as well, and makes people feel comfortable to be themselves. And so, what? People might say, well, you don't have to tell everyone you're gay, you don't have to do that, that's not who you are. But for me, it has been a massive part of who I am and who I'm really proud of, because if I am open, then other people can also be open, and it might be so important for them to know that, it's okay. Do you know what? I think, I came out really young, so I was only about, to be honest, I tried to tell my mum that I was gay when I was about 13, and then I was quite precocious, and I realised that maybe she wasn't ready for it. So I went back into the closet and then came out again when I was 16. And so from 16, I told everybody. And I think for me, actually, if I think about it really, I use this overt kind of being out as a defence mechanism probably. And it served me really well. So always being very upfront about my sexuality. So I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you go out and you are kind of out and proud and upfront, then people sometimes show their true self. And I remember this guy once who I'd worked with for 6 to 12 months, so we'd worked together for ages, and it wasn't until one night after we were on a work conference or something, we were in the bar, so we'd obviously had a drink, and he had some Dutch courage, and he started telling me how I was the only lesbian that he's ever met in his life. And this guy's 40, and I was no, honestly, you will have known other lesbians, it's not possible that you've never met a lesbian. And we had this big, long conversation. But I suppose that's an eye-opener, isn't it? A 40-year-old man can be sat there thinking that I'm the first gay woman that he's ever met in his life. It's unbelievable. Do stuff that you enjoy is my one tip. And, don't choose a degree or a subject to study just because you think it's the right thing to do. Choose the things that are the most enjoyable things for you to do, and then you'll succeed, and success brings success. So